Hello, my name is Bridget Alton, and I am a publicity strategist with the Right Vision Group Incorporated in Chicago, where we help nonprofits and small businesses get their stories in the news. So I'm here to talk to you about this week's media tip. And that tip is where you are determines where you pitch. Where you are determines where you pitch. So, and by where in this context, I mean demographically, not necessarily the media outlets themselves, but physically, where are they located? So today I'm going to give you 3 tips to determine the location of where you should be pitching, the media outlets that you're reaching out to, where they should be located. Okay? 3 easy ways, really quick ways. The first way is to determine where the story is taking place. If you have an event, if you have an initiative, a campaign, where is it physically happening? Is it tied to a specific address or a place? So if there is an address, that's actually where you should start pitching first in that particular city or state where the event is physically taking place. The second thing is to determine who will be affected. So much like where the event is happening, now you need to figure out where are the people who will be affected. If the event is technically happening in one city, but the effects of it will be felt somewhere else, then in theory you can pitch in 2 different places. So it's really important to determine who will be affected. So along that same line, the third step is determining who will actually care about your story. Your job is to convince a reporter that their audience will care, will be informed, entertained, educated, or otherwise affected by your story, whether it's emotionally, whether there's something that's physically going to affect the readers or viewers or listeners or whomever the audience is. So that is your job, to convince a reporter of that. So you need to make sure when determining the location where you're pitching that you have found where people will actually care about the story. Okay? So this week's media tip is to determine the location of where you should be pitching. 3 simple ways to do that. Determine where the story is taking place. Determine who will be affected, and determine where the people are who will care. So even if they're not directly affected, you need to figure out why people will care about this particular story, and that's what you have to convey to a reporter. So the moral of the story is your credibility takes a hit when you pitch to someone, to a reporter that's outside the general location of people who will be affected, people who can attend your event, that sort of thing. So if it looks like you didn't do your research, if it looks like you're just pitching all willy-nilly, a reporter is going to realize that, and he will possibly block you from his email. He may not return your phone calls because it may be seen more as a waste of time where he's concerned, because you're not pitching something to him that he'll actually be interested in. So keep that in mind when you're pitching, that you want to determine the location of where you should be pitching, and that 10 targeted pitches are better than 1,000 random ones. Okay? Thank you for joining us with this week's media tip. You can always find us online at www.thewvg.com, and there we will have links to all of our social media websites, and you can join us there as well. Until next time.